Welcome to the Grad-Titude Podcast, where we discuss all things growth, personal development, and community. I'm your host, Geraldine Naomi Diaz, here to spread love, light, and value. Today, I have a special guest with me, Robert Denzel Edwards. Fun fact, Robert and I met summer 2015 during EOP at Binghamton University. So I've known Robert for some time now and have a true love for Robert as well. So Robert is an actor and I must add that he's also a ray of sunshine to be around. I can't wait to see the day that you have your own show. One of his life goals, one of his life goals is to start an organization that pairs high school students in underrepresented areas with working professional artists that come from a similar background. I'm very, very happy to have you here with us today, Robert.
Thank you for having me, Geraldine.
You're welcome.
We came from the trenches together. Come on.
The trenches. The people don't know. They don't know what Binghamton was like.
They don't get it. They do not get it. Oh my.
0 out of 10 recommend. Now let me stop. Binghamton, we had a time though. We had a time. But it was the trenches. Humble beginnings.
Amen. Amen.
All right. So I asked everybody this on my podcast because I asked two questions. But the first one is, what are you grateful for today?
I'm definitely grateful for rest.
Amen to that.
Definitely grateful for rest today. I'm definitely grateful for my family and my friends and just being alive today, you know? Especially in like this world today, it's just like a lot going on.
So much going on.
Yeah. So just to be here and to be alive and have the family and friends that I do, I'm just grateful for that today.
I love that. You sound like me. Literally, every time that I open my eyes in the morning, I always say things that I'm grateful for. And I literally also have my gratitude journal, which for anybody that's watching this on YouTube, this is my gratitude journal. For those of you listening in, you guys can't see my gratitude journal, sorry. But literally every single morning, wake up, open my eyes, say the things that I'm thankful for, and then later on in the day, write down the things that I'm grateful for the things that happen throughout the day. But I feel like gratitude is so important. So it's nice to express it every day if you can.
Well, you got to have a gratitude attitude plug t-shirt.
Look at you, shameless plug. Shout out to the t-shirts. All right. So speaking of gratitude, I want to know from you, how has church influenced your passion for performing? And you could go ahead and give us a little bit of a background into what performing is for you, because it could be different types of performing. You could be a singer, actor. Let the audience know about yourself.
Oh, well, you're taking that all the way back to childhood. Well, I grew up in church. Like from the second I was in my mom's stomach, I was in church to now. And like from the time I could talk, my mom had me in the church choir, had me doing all the youth programs, giving Easter speeches. So like the church I grew up in really allowed youth to be like front and center for performing aspect stuff. So it really gave me a start and getting comfortable with being in front of people. And so I guess it also fueled the passion because it kind of took away the nerves. And when the nerves were gone, it's like, I want to do this forever. So yeah, so like constantly being in an environment with a community of people with the same purpose kind of influenced my decision to continue like acting and singing and just like being, like you said, a ray of sunshine in people's lives. Yeah.
Exactly. I love that. And I think that you mentioning also like the nerves going away allows you to really shine brighter as well, because oftentimes when you're performing, whether it be acting on stage, whether it be singing, and I can relate to that too in terms of singing, since that's what I used to do when I was younger. These days I just sing in the shower. But sometimes you really do get so nervous, and it's like, I was put in this position to be here, so I need to really value myself and just let the nerves go and understand that the gift that's within me is powerful, and I need to share this with the world. So there's no reason why I need to be sitting here all nervous and in shambles. Like, just let your light shine. It's something that you've been doing for some time.
You better drop some gems. Y'all better hold on to your seats. This is going to be a gem-filled podcast. Come on, Geraldine.
Stop. Nah, y'all better start taking notes. I say this during every podcast episode. Y'all need to take some notes. I'm a huge note taker. I love taking notes, whether it be for work, whether it be at a networking event, whether it be during exchanges like these. But start taking notes so y'all can remember this and y'all could be like, wow, I remember when Robert said that or when Geraldine said that.
And that's on gems, y'all. That's on gems.
Period. All right, so my next question for you is what are some things you'd share with anyone who's trying to get into acting?
Oh, I think it's just important to, I think acting in general requires you to be honest with yourself and be honest with who you are, what you want to do, and where you are in life. And I think my main advice would just be honest with yourself and be honest with where you are so that you know where you need to work and where you need to put in effort, you know? My second piece of advice would probably just be get in a class. Get in a class. Don't think it comes easily. Because I think I hear a lot of people like watch a movie and they're like, oh, I can do this. And
I think it's a DIY project. And it's
exactly.
not.
Exactly. But like when you start that DIY project, you realize I don't have all the tools that I need to make this bed frame, you know? I gotta get a circular saw, you know? Like
Exactly.
you, sometimes you don't have all the equipment that you need. So just being open to receiving that and like really learning from people who have been doing it and know what's going on. And I think my third piece of advice would just be open to change, be open to taking direction, be open to not knowing. Yeah, just be open to not knowing. I was
Yes.
about to make it like drawn out. Just be open to not knowing, yeah?
And it's okay if you do. Be adaptable. Be ready for the changes because one thing life always gonna do is throw changes at you and throw curveballs.
Quickly, like you really don't understand. Like quickly. Life just throws curveballs every day. I don't know if you could tell, but life has been throwing. They just it's crazy out here in these streets. But you know, we're alive. We're here.
We're alive, we're well, we're in good health, and that's all we can ask for right now. And to just take it day by day, honestly. The curveballs will be thrown, but you just gotta take it day by day.
Mhm. Mhm.
All right. So my next question for you is what are some pieces of advice you wish somebody would have told you prior to graduating college? And this can be in relation to your career or just life in general.
Oh, I think generally and within my career, life is about networking and staying consistent. Uh,
Hmm.
Going to Binghamton for theater was really like being in the program that I was in. It was hard to have faith or have the um what's the word I'm looking for? Just to know that, oh, I went to this school and I have the proper training and it's going to be great. Life's going to be great because it's not a huge program for theater. You know, Binghamton's not known for its theater. Binghamton's
Hmm.
not known for its acting. So going into it and about to leave, it was just kind of, I was fearful that my lack of not even credible, but just like a program that's known for what I'm going into, being a part of that wasn't gonna propel me the way I needed it to. But after getting into the like real world of acting and auditioning, it really was shown to me that hey, it's not really about the name that you come from, it's about the people you get to know. So just networking and staying consistent, like because sometimes you're not going to want to do it, you're not going to want to be a part of it, but because you don't have the things we were talking about this before we even started recording, just like not coming from a place of like, hey, I can sit back and relax and not work for what I want. You really have to. So being consistent and networking is definitely one of the key advices that I would give. Yeah. Also, you're exactly where you need to be. That's a huge one. You're exactly where you need to be. I know, like, sometimes for me, like when I was in like my senior year getting ready to go out into the world, I was like, well, maybe I should have gone to like this school because this person, I see this person on social media who went to this school and they're already like booked for the summer, and like just the comparison bug basically
Yeah.
taking me. But like realizing I'm exactly where I need to be and I'm in the space that I need to occupy really helped me continue forward with confidence.
Yes, and you're on your own path. I feel like oftentimes we do compare ourselves, and just coming from our cultures and from our backgrounds, like sometimes you may have family members comparing you to their children, and then it's like, let's not compare because comparison is legit the thief of joy. So
Hey.
we're not getting anything from that. So just realizing that you're on your own path, and we don't know people's whole narratives, we don't know people's whole stories.
Mhm.
And we don't know what they've been through to get to where they needed to get to. We don't know their background. We don't know their lived experience because that's not our lived experience. So it's okay to just know that you are exactly where you need to be. I'm very happy that you brought that up. And I want to pivot this a little bit. So, me going to Binghamton, you going to Binghamton, and also understanding that there's not a huge community of color at Binghamton, and then you being a part of the theater program, which is an even smaller demographic of people of color. How were you able to navigate that? Because I know it's not easy being one of the few in these spaces, and for you to have done it for 4 years, I know it was not easy. So, how did you navigate this space?
Oh, I think I navigated it in a few different ways, but the way that I was able to like have the most peace of mind is taking my experience into my own hands and
Hmm.
um, being able to create opportunities for myself or fight for opportunities for myself, and being able to not only say like, hey, I want to do this, but also making a path for people to come up behind me to do it too. Part of that includes like being a part of like a diversity and action committee that really like took the issues that was going on in the program and bringing them to light so that there can be effective and hopefully immediate change. And yeah, and also finding the community within it. I was lucky enough to have like um within my class someone who also went through BEP with me, Liz
Yes.
Carabel Sierra, and being able to like have those people to be like, hey, yo, you saw this, right? This isn't what it needs to be, right? I'm not crazy. But finding that community within something that seems like it didn't have the community that I needed to succeed, and also not losing faith or hope because it wasn't looking like something that would put me forward, and finding the joy and the lessons within it all. Because like going out into the world, like I was still having to fight to find community. Like regardless of like where you are in life, you're gonna have to find your people. You're gonna have to find like those who are going to push you forward, you know? So
Mhm.
definitely being in that situation helped me learn how to do that. Because even in like the theater world today, even though things are getting a lot better or are a lot better than they were in the past, it's still not like, hey, we're diversity friendly, everyone, and this is like what we stand by. I mean, people have those words within their like statements, but it's like
You're
action.
actually backing it up.
Yeah, exactly. Like you don't see a lot of that happening. Yeah, so it's like fighting to for opportunities to make opportunities for myself, and fighting to find that community definitely helped me through that.
I hear that. Thank you for sharing that. And not to get deeper into this, but I want to know now, post graduation, what are some struggles that you face in your industry while trying to get booked?
Well, okay, so you got to take into consideration like right after we graduated, we had like a good 9 months, 10 months before the pandemic,
Let's not talk about it.
but like just came out of nowhere. So like I was fortunate enough to like have something booked after graduation, and be able to like jumpstart my career within that. And things were going really well. like booked on booked on booked. And then like in the middle of one of my shows that I was doing, it was like, hey y'all, a pandemic's coming. So that was definitely a struggle because it kind of like halted my momentum, you know? So another struggle, so you got the pandemic, so that was a struggle. And within the pandemic, it was hard to like feel valued or find worth in just sitting and sitting
Because we
still.
don't know how to just sit. We know how to be busy.
Exactly. So that like, to go on a little tangent, that was something that really I had to learn for myself during that time, just like how to not place my value in what I was doing.
And
Well,
productivity.
exactly. So like finding my value within who I am versus what I can do was a huge like determining factor of how I found peace in the stillness, you know? But even during the pandemic, I was fighting like to go do opportunities and like be a part of things virtually and everything. So that was a struggle. And then once you get post-pandemic, it's like, okay, the world's starting back up. How do I fit into this new world of within my career, auditioning, acting, and being productive in this? And that was a struggle in itself because it's like prior to that, I was like in my home community, within like a few cities around New York. Like I had never like traveled outside of New York to act. So finding like opportunities or being pushed to find those opportunities was something completely new that I hadn't experienced. And it would have been great with that momentum. But again, I'm exactly where I need to be. So like, even though it would have been great to have that momentum going forward, it it didn't happen. So like move forward. But yeah, after the pandemic, having to figure life out again was a struggle. So like it's just struggle, but learning the lessons. I learned lessons throughout it and was able to push forward with the same lessons I learned in Binghamton and act outside of New York and get more credits on my resume and be able to build community within these new places. Like I moved to New York afterwards. So it's like, fine, that was a whole thing. But yeah, another struggle for like I faced like while trying to be booked is just the comparison bug, like you said, the thief of joy. Just comparing myself to people around me got very heavy, specifically like right after, not even right after the pandemic, because technically we still in the pandemic, y'all. But
Technically.
we're still in the pandemic, y'all. But post like the brunt of COVID, you know? I was like, oh, this person's doing this. Maybe I should do this. Or why am I not in this place? So that was struggle to get out of that mindset. Yeah, but a lot of struggles have happened, but we're getting to where we need to be, y'all. No, we are where we need to be, and I'm getting to where I want to be.
Exactly. You're creating the pathways for yourself and staying consistent and remaining with that discipline, which there's two questions that I want to ask you, but I'm going to go into this one first because you just brought it up.
Okay.
So you came from upstate New York and moved to New York City.
Mm-hmm.
How was this transition for you? Because we know that upstate New York operates in a whole different fashion than New York City
Yeah.
does.
Yeah. So one thing about me, I like to plan before I do like big things. So what I did before moving, I did a test trial. I did like a month in New York City, like found a sublet because I was fortunate enough to like have like a month free before going into another contract. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna move down to New York in October. I'm gonna get an agent. I'm gonna like get a job and I'm gonna find a place to live. Like I'm gonna like my solid place. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do these things. And I put my mind to it. I was like, this is gonna happen. Like regardless of what's gonna like, regardless of what it's looking like, this is what's gonna happen because it has to happen because I need to move out of upstate New York for my career. So
Exactly.
let's make it happen. Um, but so I did that for the month, and that really gave me a preview not only of like what it's going to be like, but what I need to do and work on for myself in the downtime I have during this contract before I move to New York. And the transition was definitely transitioning. I think things are a lot more accessible in New York City. So that was a huge thing to get used to. Just because things are accessible doesn't mean you need them, you know?
Yeah.
So like I didn't have any major like shifts with like personalities or like dealing with people because like I went to school, like we connected through at school. So like I was in a hub of people from the city and where I was the minority coming from upstate New York. So like I'm used to these personalities.
Yeah.
I know how to walk fast. I know how to not be in people's way. So it's just like these things came easily to me coming into New York. But the things I struggled with was just like, again, like accessibility to everything and also being away from my family, you know? And I'm a very like family oriented person. Like I love my family, and going to New York and being away from them was a hard like shift, but we made it work and we're here today, you know?
Exactly. And I know that your family is also very proud of you too. I'm pretty sure that they miss you and you miss them a lot. They're definitely very proud of you and everything all the struggles that you've went through, but all the lessons that you've learned and how things have planned out for you and how will they continue to plan out for you because you're doing the work every
Yeah.
single day.
Every day we're working every day. Like every day. Amen. Blessed, but also every day.
Every day. It's like it's a privilege, but also like I'm not built for this life.
I'm built to be taken care of. Look, listen, if you're listening to this and you're rich and you want to like just, hey, you know what? You look
Just
like
that shot.
yeah, like come on, y'all. Like just give we don't even need a lot of money. Just give us like a couple 100,000.
Exactly. Per month. Nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy, y'all. Just so that this working life, we could just focus on our dreams, you know?
Exactly. To just live in luxury. Let me stop. I really do love my job, but I really do realize that, like, even seeing my parents, and I don't know if you've had this with other family members or parents. I see my parents. My parents have been working, both of them, since they were like 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents are boomers. My parents are in their 60s now,
Okay.
and they're still working.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, how did you have the energy to do this? And
Right?
also to raise children and to just keep going and on the salary that they're getting paid because even coming out of college I'm like I'm getting paid triple what my mom makes, triple coming out of college. And I'm just like I don't know how y'all have went through all these struggles, but again this was their American dream because they were born in this country. But I'm just like gone are the days that we continue to struggle. I'm literally talking about this in my second book, like writing about it as we speak, but I'm just like the struggle is gone. Like I'm done with the struggle. We're meant to thrive. We're not just meant to survive.
Actually. And another thing I think I've been like facing is just like they had to fight because they had kids and they had to make a better life for the kids. And I'm just like, I would have been like, forget those kids. Forget those kids. I want to sleep. Like, let me forget those kids.
One thing about me, I'm asleep.
Take a nap real quick. Real quick. No, but yeah, shout out to my mom for constantly showing me what I need.
Though they be down our necks. I don't know if your mom is like this, but I know my parents be down my neck like, when are you having kids? I'm like, where's the husband?
Okay, so my sister gave me some time. Shout out to my sister. Okay, so like my sister has a total of like 4 kids right now, and my mom's just like living in the grandmother experience with her. So I'm just like on the sidelines taking naps, you know?
As you should.
Because we're not even gonna get into the dating life because like dating
That's a whole different topic.
It's a whole different thing. But like
in the streets.
Yeah, in the streets. But yeah, shout out to my sister.
Fact, you never know. Maybe the love of our lives is listening to this episode. So if you are, reach out to us.
Hey, how's it going? You've reached the Geraldine podcast, and we are here. Shoot your shot in the DMs. No, I'm joking. I'm so joking. Geraldine, how you let me get to this? We're so off tangent. Oh my goodness. How did we get here?
Now, you see, but this is what needs to happen during podcasts. I like authentic conversation. I like real moments like this. So I appreciate this. But we're going to jump back on tangent now.
Come
And
on.
I'm going to chat a bit about the importance of consistency and discipline when it comes to achieving your dreams.
Yeah.
So take it away.
Oh, take it away. It's important. At the end of the day, it's important because like we were talking about, just being in the mindset of like, hey, I'm not built to struggle, you know? I'm not built to like endure long periods of difficult situations just to make make a living, you know? Like just to be where my parents like were at like my age. Like I'm not built to endure what they endured. So like I know that about myself.
Yeah,
So it gets hard sometimes, like staying consistent and disciplined, because like I said, I like to nap. I like to just like go to sleep and like in a cold room, throw on Grey's Anatomy and just be cool, you know? But like it's important that I stay disciplined because like no one's going to like work towards my dream if I don't, you know?
exactly.
And it's like while I'm always going to be where I need to be, I need to fight to be where my spot is supposed to be, you know? And like staying consistent and disciplined, specifically in my career, um can take you from like just it can take you from walking around one day and just like going I don't it's just I'm trying not to get too into it and give like real life scenarios, but
You can. You
the key
can.
is it's like you never know who is going to lead you to your destiny. You never know who's going to be
Exactly.
the next person to get you in front of the next person who's going to lead you to where you want to go. So if you're not consistent and disciplined, it's not going to work out that way. It's not going to be uh it, you're withholding your success if you're not consistent and disciplined. That's the T. That's no shade. Period. That's it. I don't need to draw it out. I don't need to draw it out.
You're withholding your success if you are not consistent and disciplined. That's facts. Because the only one that can show up for you is you. And
Hmm.
it's like you only have yourself to blame if you don't achieve your goals.
Yeah.
No shade. Y'all could take that personally if y'all want though. But it's facts. Like once you realize that you are the only person that can make your dreams come true and you have to consistently show up for yourself, then you're gonna be like, all right, let me start taking action. Let me start taking consistent action because I don't want this to be my continued lived reality. I want to change my reality. And you
Hmm.
deserve to do that.
And it's also very hard because it may not look like
Liz,
what you want it to look like being in the consistent and disciplined age. It's like,
it's a lot.
yeah, working towards something that you can't necessarily see in this moment is hard, but it's required. And that's something I'm actively learning in between naps, you know?
I love it. Key in between naps. But yeah, you really do have to have. This was a couple months ago. It was like, what is faith? And it was like having like believing in what's not seen. And
Mhm.
it's like, that's true. It really is true because you don't know what can happen. But I always say this too. I'm like, you don't know if your life can change within the next hour, within the next minute, within the next day for the better, not for the worse, because we not focused on negativity right now. We optimistic. Your life can change like that, but you need to be able to consistently show up and also tell people all the great things that you do. Um, but yeah, so you're gonna say something.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jamie. Go
My
ahead.
next question for you is, what does community mean to you?
Mm, what does community mean to me?
A moment to ponder.
Yeah, because I don't, it's weird because I don't think I have a like set definition of what community is, but what it means to me is wrapped into what it is, if that makes sense. So I'm nothing without the community that I have.
Same.
And I think as humans, we are made to be in community with others, you know? And I think, yeah, going back to like, I'm nothing without the community I have. I'm nothing without the people who push me forward, who like speak life into me, who like invest in me, whether that be financially or even like spiritually and emotionally, just like praying for me or just being there to be a listening ear when times get hard. Like without those people, I don't think I'd be able to walk forward with the confidence that I have, you know,
Yes.
that everything's going to work out. That faith, I don't think I would be able to have that faith without the people around me, you know? So I think, boom, community means faith for me.
I love that. That's such a beautiful way to explain it. And I 100% agree with everything that you said as well. I wouldn't be anywhere without my community. And it really is in those moments. You realize how impactful community is during those moments, not just when they celebrate you and like authentically celebrate you, like you get a win and there's not like they genuinely happy for you. Like you can see the joy in their face or hear it in their voice, but also when you really deep in the trenches and they're there to pick you up, like sometimes you really do just need somebody to like hold you, to reaffirm you, to give you those words of affirmation when you're feeling down, because it's not all the time that it's going to be up and stuck. Sometimes you're going to be feeling down,
Mhm.
and that's really when you need community. So thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah, thank you for asking that question. Made me really sit and ponder.
You're welcome. All right, and my last question for you is, what are three pieces of advice you'd like to leave the audience with?
Y'all getting some real gems today. I just hope y'all taking these notes.
I
No.
hope so.
Um, I think my first piece would be invest in your mental health.
Oh,
Um,
yes. Yes,
yeah,
yes, yes.
take the time that you need to like invest in your mental health, because if your mind's not there, everything else is gonna come to shambles. So
Thank you.
invest in your mental health, invest in your community. Make sure that the people around you are going to support you. Not even support you, like Geraldine was saying, not even through all the ups, but also the downs. Make sure you have people around you who can speak life into you, who can make sure that you're good, not even just financially, but like emotionally, you know? People who care about you and care about your well-being. Um, and I think my third piece of advice is network across and stay consistent. So like a lot of times we like to like network up, like, oh, this person is like leagues ahead of me and they are doing exactly like they're past where I want to be. So I'm gonna go network with them. But in reality, the people around us are making the most change in the world, you know? So
Yeah.
like my friend, boom, Geraldine. Geraldine's about to be a multimillionaire. And she on this podcast with me right now because we networking across, you
From
know?
your mouth to God's ears.
Amen. And I just want 100,000. That's all I want, you know?
I got you. I'll never forget the people that have supported me from the start, ever.
Yeah,
And when I make this money, is really to give it back to the community.
come on. So again, the person listening to this who has the money, hey, how you doing?
Hey,
How's it
man.
going? Hey, hey, big ass, how you doing? I miss you. You know, but like, yeah, stay consistent and network across.
I agree. A lot of people tend to be like, oh, just network up and stuff like that, but you really don't know who everybody knows. So you
Exactly.
really do have to keep in mind that it can be, and I did this with my friends too when we first graduated Binghamton. Anytime that I'd come across somebody that I met, and I'll be like, they'll mention something that I know my friend is interested in. I'm like, I got the person for you. And even if they didn't end up getting the job, it's still like, let me plug my friend into this. But I'm always keeping my friends in the loop or keeping people or even acquaintances that I've met at networking events that have eventually turned into friends as well. But it's so important to just network across because you never know how that person can uplift you, how you can uplift them, how you can change their life, how they can change your life. And yeah, you just don't know the impact that people can have on you.
You never know who's taking you to your destiny.
Exactly.
You never know. Because you could, it's not like Uber. You don't see who's coming. You don't see who's coming to pick you up, y'all.
That was a gem right there. That was wise.
Listen, y'all. Hey, y'all. How's it going? No.
Nah, in all seriousness though, if y'all got some gigs that y'all want to book Robert for, I promise y'all will not be disappointed.
Period. Period. And also, if you just want to laugh, just follow me, y'all. We're gonna
Yeah,
get
because you're a comedian.
we're gonna do
I
it.
need the show. I need to see you on comedy stages as well, because
I don't have the what is it? At this point, I don't have the nerve for like stand-up comedy. I
that's
can't do
how I feel. Everybody be like, you gotta go into stand-up comedy. I'm like, what if they don't laugh? Now what?
and like now we fighting in the parking lot because you didn't laugh at my joke. Like,
Exactly.
why would
Like,
you even? And I'm more situational humor. Like, like
yeah, you can't just be like, I'm not writing down jokes. It's just whatever comes out of my mouth is gonna come out and it's either gonna hit or it's not gonna hit.
exactly. And I'm not on the stage, so like if it don't hit, I could just move. I should just move on. Move on. If it's on stage, it's like, yo, I'm so offended that now every one of you have to see me after the show. You know? Oh my
I don't
goodness.
know how stand-up comedians do it, but I'm like, maybe one day I'll work up the courage to be able to do that. Maybe we could collab on a comedy stage sometime.
I will definitely be the host for you and introduce you. I got you. I
Wow.
got you. I will not share the stage with you, but I will be like, hey, everybody, multi-million-dollar Geraldine is in the house, and here she is to tell some jokes, and y'all better laugh. Just move. See, I could do that. Yeah, I got to be honest with where I am. Like I was saying, I got to be honest with my abilities, and that's I could host something. I could host something.
You definitely can. All right. Well, thank you so much, Robert. I appreciate this conversation so much, and I hope that everybody was taking notes, and I hope that y'all enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed it, and I hope that you've enjoyed it as well, Robert.
Well, come
So,
through.
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was saying, come through, everybody. Thank you for having me, Geraldine.
You're welcome. If
And
any part of this podcast episode resonated with you or helped you learn something new, feel free to share this episode on your story and tag me, the host, at Geraldine Naomi Diaz, at Geraldine Naomi on Instagram. And please feel free to share your socials so the listeners can stay connected with you, Robert, as
okay,
well.
come on. Well, on Instagram, I'm the Robbie Rob, TheRobbieRob. And on TikTok, I'm Robbie Denzel, Robbiedenzel. And if you want to look at my website, it's robertdenzel.com. Come on, y'all.
Exactly. You better plug that website in. Mine ain't done yet. I'll plug it in when it's done, but I love that yours is done. You better
Look,
pitch
insert
yourself.
here. Insert here.
Well, thank you so much, and I hope that everybody has a blessed day.